Warcraft Direct is coming. It's confirmed for November 13th, and there are so many announcements coming at Warcraft Direct that are going to shock everybody. Some of you may be excited for specific things. You may be a retail player, you may be a classic era player, you may be a SOD player, you may even be a Hearthstone player, and there is something for everybody. Even Warcraft Rumble's mobile players, though I don't think it should be getting any screen time whatsoever, because it's a mobile game, but hey, it is what it is. So right off the bat, Warcraft Direct is quite simply literally BlizzCon Online. It's a 30 to 60 minute showcase. We still don't know exactly how long it's going to be, but there are things also happening afterward, like the anniversary musical showcase where they show 20 years of Warcraft's music and things of that nature. So we might get like a QA panel afterwards as a separate live stream, but I'm not really sure. You can watch this on Twitch, on YouTube, on TikTok, and if you watch on Twitch, you get live drops and rewards, assume some kind of pet, maybe even a mount. But now that we've got that out of the way, let's dive into what they are announcing at Warcraft Direct. So I'm going to separate this into two categories: confirmed and hopefully. So the confirmed stuff is just right off the bat, 11.1, 11.1.5. We may get a midnight teaser, but they will likely talk about midnight and the dev cycle of how long they take to make these expansions, but they may not actually announce midnight's release date itself, but we will get information on midnight. For Classic, they're going to confirm MoP Classic because they already teased that, Dragon Soul's release date, SOD Phase 6, and maybe some information in regards to a roadmap. And then we're going to get Warcraft 3 Reforged's 2.0 update, as well as some Rumble's new season and Hearthstone information. Now, that right there is essentially confirmed things. We know we are getting all that information that I just shared. And I will go into more detail on that, but I have to talk now about everything that we may be getting. And I'm going to start with Classic. Now, I'm a Classic creator, but I will touch on retail as well. But for Classic, we're going to open up with Hardcore World of Warcraft. And Hardcore is getting something special. What exactly is Hardcore getting? It's debatable depending on who you really ask. Now, for some people, this may be a Hardcore Fresh. Some people even think it's a TBC Hardcore instead. And to be fair, it could quite literally be anything. There is even a chance that there is no new Hardcore thing and it's just an OTK X Blizzard event that is sponsored officially by Blizzard. But Hardcore WoW is getting something because Sodapoppin essentially delayed OnlyFans into November, and he refused to give any dates because he said, not in quotation marks, I'm waiting for a date to give people more information. And that date essentially ended up being Warcraft Direct. So at Warcraft Direct, we'll learn more about what Hardcore's future is, and we'll find that out in the coming few weeks. But we're going to move on to Cataclysm and Mists of Pandaria Classic. Now, like I said, MoP Classic is getting an announcement and a release date. Now, the release date may just be soon 2025, or they may give us the official release date, but we are getting MoP Classic as a confirmed announcement at Warcraft Direct. And why am I saying confirmed? Because of the surveys they sent out. I got one, there are dozens of leaked surveys online. They asked like 20 questions about MoP Classic and whether you would play it, how interested you are, would you be excited, and things of that nature. They clearly got the answers they want because MoP Classic is very likely going to be getting announced. Now, I also did talk about Dragon Soul. We're likely going to get the new date of Dragon Soul since they pushed Firelands through January, and Dragon Soul is not coming out in January anymore. So the likely date is probably going to be February for Dragon Soul, things of that nature. I'm not sure exactly, but you're essentially looking at those time frames, give or take. Now then, we move on to Era. That's right, Classic Era players, we may be getting Fresh. Now, I say this is part of the maybe situation because if they are doing a Classic Plus, which I will cover soon, a Classic Fresh may interfere in that timeline unless Classic Plus is so further out that they're doing a Fresh right now. But Fresh is on the table, it's on the talks, and in fact, surveys have asked questions in regards to it. They haven't essentially asked, do you want Fresh? But they've asked about repeating Classic, their thoughts on repeating Classic and things of that nature. Now, Classic Fresh may be announced, but we may also be getting a Forever Classic progression server where you go from Vanilla, TBC, Wrath, Reset. And those servers merge into the Progressive Era servers. So you go from Vanilla to either TBC or into Whitemate. And then they just keep on continuing resetting every 3 or 4 years. I don't know how likely that is to happen. I would hope it for the Classic Era player base because I know they love it, and the very loud #NoChanges crowd would appreciate that. But again, I don't know if that is going to happen, and if it will happen, I don't know if that's going to get announced at Warcraft Direct. Now then, Classic Plus. Now, like I said a bit earlier, Classic Plus is essentially confirmed. It is the future, it is coming. But will it get announced at Warcraft Direct? And honestly, maybe. The issue is, despite us knowing it's coming because the devs have teased it, the devs have confirmed that they've said that they're building everything in SOD to be evergreen for the future, for things of that nature, that things are being built towards a better, more permanent future eventually. That does not mean that Classic Plus is ready to be announced at Warcraft Direct on November 13th. I personally would hope that it is, but we have to keep in mind that just because it's coming doesn't mean it's getting announced at Warcraft Direct. Now, next year's BlizzCon or XCon or whatever it ends up being, we'll definitely have a Classic Plus announcement if it's not on November 13th. But I'm praying, and I hope you are too, that they announce or at least tease Classic Plus at Warcraft Direct. Now we're going to move on to the SOD roadmap. And SOD, like I said, is the alpha or beta of Classic Plus. It's essentially what it is. Everything they do in SOD is testing things for the future of Classic Plus. Now, we're likely going to get the Phase 6 announcement, the AQ event, the Encourage gates, and all that stuff. It's going to be nice and fun. Some world bosses, information about that. Probably like a 2 or 3 minute trailer that's compiled talking about what you can look forward to. And that's going to be cool. I personally hope that we're getting a roadmap and the future of your SOD characters at the end of Nax. Now, whether they announce a Karazhan or a SOD TBC or things of that nature, it's completely unknown. We are getting SOD information for sure. Phase 6, absolutely. And they may very well give us that SOD roadmap or a total classic roadmap where they show you Mob Classic, SOD's Dragon Soul, and all those things together so you can have a nice timeline and idea of what things are looking like. But keep in mind, we may not get a roadmap because they may not have much to share. Now, I've covered everything classic and I'm going to dive into retail. 11.1. At the end of Nerubar Palace, you defeat Queen Ansurek and all of that stuff, but Xal'atath is still alive, her toes are still towing, and we still have to deal with her. So they're going to progress the story from where we are now to 11.1. And what is 11.1? I have no clue. I'm not even going to sit here and lie and tell you what's coming. I don't know what the future of World of Warcraft is. Now, we know Midnight is happening, the Void events on Azeroth and the Eastern Kingdoms. So we know that's the direction the lore and story is headed, so we can surmise that they may be unlocking more connections to the above ground world. 11.1 is probably 3 months away at most, so we're going to get more information and news about that at Warcraft Direct. Now, we will also be getting news on 11.1.5. That's right, the new game mode. And why do I say new game mode? Because they have a whole ass separate team dedicated on making new games. For example, Thunderstorm and WoW Remix. Now, will we be getting Thunderstorm Season 2 or Remix Legion or Remix WoD or whatnot? I actually don't know what the new game mode is. It could be a brand new game mode or it could be a new repeat of the previous ideas that they've done. But we are getting a new game mode. I am pretty much certain of that. Again, we'll have to wait and see what that is. But I would be incredibly surprised if we did not get a new game mode. And now, I did talk on Midnight, but they likely will tease Midnight to some degree. Now, Chris Metzen and the devs essentially said that this new World of Warcraft trilogy will have shortened dev time spans. It's not going to be 24-month time spans for a whole expansion. It's going to be 18 months, give or take. Which means, despite not giving us the release date of Midnight, they're going to be talking about it and setting up information and teasers for Midnight for the retail player base. Now, there's probably going to be an insane amount of time dedicated to retail. Much more than I'm giving in this video, because I'm not a big retail player, despite me liking the War Within. So I'm excited for them, but I'm going to move on to the other things that may be getting discussed, and that is Warcraft 3 Reforged 2.0 patch. Now, this 2.0 patch isn't something amazing or huge. It could be new content, a new DLC, a mini expansion, something free of that nature. But it's essentially just setting up Warcraft 3 Reforged to be on Game Pass. That's really quite all it is. It could be new content, but I'm going to be realistic about it and say it's just a Game Pass patch and update so they can put that shit on Xbox Game Pass. But I would not be surprised whatsoever if there was a Warcraft 1 remaster or a Warcraft 1 and 2 slightly high def version being added into Warcraft 3 Reforged for Game Pass. They're going to do something to spice it up and make it interesting. But that's quite literally all that is. But we're going to move on to the last point that may be getting touched upon or talked about. Warcraft media. Now, whether it's going to be a TV show, a book, merchandise, other little mini games, an indie game, things of that nature, there's going to be other mentions of Warcraft media at this Warcraft Direct. I don't know exactly what that looks like, but they're talking about Rumble, which is a mobile game and it's getting a new season and things of that nature. It's talking about Hearthstone, and Hearthstone's going to get some screen time as well. A new patch, the future of Hearthstone, and what that looks like. Other things will as well. Now, does that mean we're getting a Warcraft anime? Probably not. But they may tease the collaboration or what they're working on in the future with another company at Warcraft Direct. I don't want to talk on this topic too much because this is pure speculation. I don't know exactly what they are cooking in the media department for Warcraft's future, but Microsoft as a whole simply wants to make more and more games in the Warcraft, StarCraft, and Diablo IPs, more and more media and tie-ins with other franchises and games, and just things in general. So with that all said and done, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you're excited for Warcraft Direct on November 13th. I am going to be live streaming the whole thing. You can watch it here on YouTube or at Twitch at Ebonheart TV. There'll be a link in the description. Thank you all for watching. If you liked this video, like and subscribe. If you hated it, subscribe anyways and hate every single video. Thank you all for watching. Ebonheart out. Peace.